One America is near full employment, but another America is not. How can you help them?
Well, there are differences between the states in terms of employment, and we can only bring them together by setting the framework in which economic decisions are made. Namely, what can people think about the stability of the value of the dollar? Our 2% inflation will cause them to think, if we're there, that we're in a stable inflation situation, a stable price situation. And if we're at full employment, those pressures for hiring people will spread from state to state. But we shouldn't exaggerate the differences. We shouldn't exaggerate the number of states that are that are above the average. I've been talking to people from different states lately, and everybody I speak to happened to be below the average in the last few days. There are states like that as well. The big issue is not so much states, it's what are the professions that people grew up in and what's happened to those professions, and how, given that this economy has to be dynamic, it is one of the most dynamic, if not the most dynamic in the world, how do we make sure that those people whose skills are declining relative to what the market needs, how do we help them come out and get good jobs again?
One final question. I'm not going to ask you about Russian intelligence or the other politics of Washington. The political storm that your Washington is in right now is remarkable. Whatever anybody's political view, people are buffeted day to day by the news flow. In your world of economics, is this American economy in your classic textbook, Dornbush, Fischer, Stars, is this normal economics that we're living today? Or is there something unique about our American economic experiment?
Well, we're coming out of a period, of a very long period in which the economy had to be returned to health after the great financial crisis of 2008, 2009. Unemployment was quite high during that period. Fortunately, as a result of policies, unemployment is close to its average level. But as you say, the average isn't what happens to everybody. I think that's the underlying issue that we have to deal with. And as of now, we haven't seen a major change in the environment in which we're working. We're expecting the economy to warm up. The election results may have had some effect on how rapidly it seemed to warm up. But we have to ask, where will we be a few months from now, not what is happening today. We haven't very much changed our view of where we will be. We do expect the economy to be growing at a reasonable rate. And I think anybody who's deeply interested in this would have listened to Janet Yellen yesterday and the day before, talking about signs of strengthening of the economy and the reason that the Fed is a little more confident about where we're going and how soon we'll get to full employment with stable prices.